What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Supes channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and this video is the first episode of my new series called Supes Weekly News. And basically what the series is every week, at the end of every week, I'm gonna post a recap of all of the superhero news that I dropped throughout each week. And today is the first episode, so let's get right into the news. So getting right into it, at number 1, according to Fandom Wire, the upcoming Arrowverse crossover TV event titled Elseworlds, which stars Tyler Hoechlin as the Man of Steel, is set to be a potential backdoor for a Superman TV series. So, I guess it's been reported that the CW Superman that we've seen from crossovers and on Supergirl, he's getting his own show. And I don't know how I feel about that, because when you have Superman and Supergirl both having their own separate shows, who's going to watch Supergirl? Everyone's just going to automatically go to Superman because he's better known, and overall, he's, in my opinion, a better character. And you guys don't know this, but Superman happens to be my favorite superhero, so hopefully they do him justice in his own show, because as of now, they have not done the CW Superman justice, and he's been used as a tool just to get more viewers to tune into Supergirl. And I think it's abuse when you use Superman as a tool to get views instead of building him up as a character and doing the character justice, the justice that he deserves. So next on the list, we have reporting from Entertainment Weekly. According to the CW, Supergirl will soon be casting the part for Lex Luthor. So there you guys have it. Lex Luthor is coming to Supergirl on the CW, and this is a quote from someone over at the CW. "We're beyond excited to introduce iconic villain Lex Luthor to Supergirl and to weave him into our story this season," said executive producers Robert Rovner and Jessica Queller. "We've talked about having Lex on the show since its inception, and we're excited to finally have him arrive. We cannot wait for him to shake things up in National City and watch him go toe-to-toe with not only Supergirl, but his sister Lena Luthor." And so this is really big, because when you have, I think that they're going to use Lex to connect Supergirl and the Superman show that is in development right now. And I don't know, I'm scared, because Lex Luthor is the greatest Superman villain, and for him to be now a Supergirl villain, it's gonna be tough to give that character justice on a show that I don't think he should be on. So there you guys have it. So coming in at number 3, according to Daniel RPK, which has been a reliable source of information in the past, states that he heard Marvel wants a female director to replace James Gunn on the final chapter of the Guardians of the Galaxy film series. He stresses that this is just a rumor, but one that he comes to believe is a reliable source of his. So this should be treated as a rumor for the time being. So guys, so according to Daniel RPK, which is a reliable source, he's reported things in the past that have been true, such as Red Skull being in Infinity War and other surprises in Marvel movies, is reporting that Marvel wants a female director to replace James Gunn. Now, to be honest, I don't really care if the director is a boy or a girl, as long as they do an amazing job in, filling in for James Gunn and just putting away this Guardians of the Galaxy series and finishing off the trilogy. Because right now, Guardians is a mess with James Gunn being fired, Dave Bautista wanting to drop out. So I'm interested in seeing how Marvel's gonna handle the Guardians of the Galaxy, and hopefully they pull through, and I believe they will pull through because Marvel always does. So guys, next on the list we have the CW has officially released their first poster for the Elseworld CW crossover event. And to be honest, this poster is insane. In the poster you see Oliver, Queen, Stephen Amell in the Flash costume, and you see Grant Gust and Barry Allen in the Green Arrow costume. So guys, I'm so excited for this Elseworld just from the set pictures, seeing Superman in the black suit, and with all of the characters that they have in this crossover, I'm curious to see how it's gonna play out, and I just hope it's not one big mess. But yeah, this first poster as of right now is amazing, and it just raises my level of excitement for this crossover event coming December 9th. So next on the list we have Marvel pulling the plug on Luke Cage, and we all know that Iron Fist was cancelled this week also, but this axing of Luke Cage just came as a surprise to me, and I think to a lot of people, because to be honest, Luke Cage season 1 and 2 I thought were actually pretty good, unlike the garbage of a mess that was Iron Fist. So, but although they ended or canceled Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I still think they have plans in store for both of them. So after talking about Marvel canceling Luke Cage and Iron Fist, about 2 hours ago, Marvel posted on their Twitter the Heroes for Hire logo, confirming a Heroes for Hire show in the works that'll feature both Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Fist. I've been speculating this show to happen right after they canceled Luke Cage. Iron Fist wasn't a surprise that they canceled because that show has not done well, and for me, it's completely hot garbage. But once they canceled Luke Cage, I knew that there's something in the works, and I think Heroes for Hire will be better for both Luke Cage and Iron Fist, both of them as characters, because if there's one thing I love is their interactions with each other. So teaming them up together in a show is, I think, the right move to go for both of these characters. So there you have it. Now we depart from talking about the Marvel Netflix shows, the CW shows, and the MCU movies, and let's talk about some comic book news. So this week in the news, it was announced that Nightwing is getting a new name. For those of you that are unaware, Dick Grayson is no longer operating under the name of Dick Grayson. And in this new Nightwing comic series line, Dick Grayson has been shot in the head, and amnesia has taken over Nightwing's past, and he has chosen to live under the name Rick Grayson for now. So guys, as of right now, Nightwing's name is Rick Grayson, R-I-C Grayson. And to be honest, that's kind of whack, but it's still big news because Nightwing has always been Dick Grayson, so this is the first time in comic book history that there has been a name change for the character. And as of right now, the writer Scott Lobdell sat down with Newsarama to talk about Nightwing, and when he was asked if the name change would stick, he says Rick doesn't have any emotional connection to Dick, so he'd rather go by a name he's chosen for himself, and we'll show you the reason he chose the name in the book, Lobdell hinted. So guys, check out these new Nightwing comics because they are top tier. And I guess in the coming issues that I'll drop, I guess we'll find out why he's chosen the name Rick Grayson. And I'm sure it has to do with a connection of one of his descendants, someone he's related to, and I guess he's decided to honor that person in using their name. But yeah, Nightwing's name is Rick Grayson. Okay, so continuing the comic book news, this is big news, guys. Captain Marvel has gotten a new origin story. Right before the debut of her own movie coming in March. And yeah, The Life of Captain Marvel by Margaret Stoll and Carlos Pachenko is a 5-issue miniseries designed to shed some new light on Carol's early years. And in this week's issue 4, Carol learned that in no uncertain terms that her mother has been keeping a secret from her entire life, and it changes everything Carol thought she knew about the origins of her powers. It turns out that the accident was never at fault. Instead, Carol's mother Marie has secretly been a Kree soldier on Earth this entire time. Marie, or rather Marie L, had been on a routine detail canvassing Earth for the Kree Empire when she was blown off course and crashed into the Boston Harbor, where she was rescued by Carol's father, Joe. The two fell in love, and despite the Empire's strict rules against such a union, they were married and had Carol. So in this news article, it continues to say that the explosion and accident still happened when Carol was growing up, but rather than infusing her with Kree DNA, it activated her innate half-Kree abilities, which Marie explains come about in times of extreme stress or danger as a self-defense mechanism. So guys, this is big news because for the first time in Captain Marvel history, her origin has changed. And now, I don't know if this is going to be adapted to the movies, but it can be now. Because before I felt that Captain Marvel's origin was way too close to Green Lantern's origin, and now this changes things up. And I like this origin change. I feel like it's original in a way, and it adds deeper it adds more depth to the character and her relationship with her mother, who was a Kree soldier, and her father. It kind of in a way is a mix between, it's kind of in a way Aquaman's origin if you look at it, because her mother is a Kree and her dad is a harbor sailor, which is a lot like Aquaman's origin. So there you guys have it. Captain Marvel's origin has changed, and it's a good change that can be adapted to the MCU. So there you guys have it. That's the end of this week's Supes Weekly News, and hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.